Hello, everybody. Wow. Okay, we're going to do this. I am, we just finished our Speak Up in Color with the children in Zambia, Africa, where we do a Saturday School of Color. And the energy before, so the 3 hours of drain beforehand were really violent. And it was about like a half hour, an hour almost before the story time, and I was still purging. And so I had turned on Paul White Gold Eagle. I'll have to look and see. I want to get this right because it's important. Okay. Paul White Gold Eagle. And I've been tapping into him almost on the daily. But today's activations and codes and colors that were kind of given to me and through me in that last hour or so of my drain were really important and really special. And he answered a lot of the clarity questions of everything that's kind of going on in my world. And where I would see elements of these planetary elements coming through, and I was connected to Venus. There was this beautiful dragon energy that's coming through the portal this week. And it's led me on these really spiritual journeys. But all of it, everything in today's broadcast that he had put out, and usually I usually get it at my midnight up. And last night, the following night, the night before, I was on my yoga mat in the studio and I was working through my trash can. I was with my inner child, about 10 years old, and we were alchemizing forgiveness fast and quick. And we were jamming out a ton of stuff in our trash can. And it would give us the trauma within one song. We would download anything and everything that comes with that trauma from our inner child. We would literally, by the next song, we were alchemizing, working through it, really reparenting, fine-tuning, taking out what needs to stay, what needs to go, what needs to be upcycled. We're finding gratitude. So it would be like one song would download everything. The next song would be working through it, gratitude, doing the jam sessions. And then the third song, we were alchemizing and celebrating and dancing on our pillow. And it was like gone, done. And I was so blown away because it has taken this entire forgiveness journey over 4 years and got us to that rapid, it comes in and it comes in, it clears and it goes out. And so we did this for 2 hours in our trash can. And oh my goodness, the things that came out, things that I had already thought we had upcycled multiple times, but it was just different layers. It was a darker layer. It was a darker shadow. It brought up any boundaries we had in our trash can. A lot of it came down to back to our sexual assaults. And part of the forgiveness journey and part of our ultimate service to the world, our world service mission, is to bring forgiveness into the juvenile justice system. And my inner child felt failed by the juvenile justice system that she showed me. We also got to see our 10-year-old, which was the year before our innocence was completely stripped from us, before we literally crawled inside our trash can never to return until we were 40 something. So it was a pivotal year for her. And I got to see the colors in her life leading up to the darkness and all of the beautiful souls that were in her life, the things that she did, places that she went, her new expanded family that had been growing for 3 or 4 years at that time. And there was a strength, there was a confidence, and there was stability in her life before 11. There was yesterday, so many things have happened. So we were able to go through and really work through a lot of that. A lot of it came back to the forgiveness of our abusers. And it's not about them, it's about us. And in that journey, we were shown wise love. not unconditional love, wise love. And that in wise love, it lifted the veil off anyone who will never be able to raise their vibrations enough to receive or achieve forgiveness. And it was wise, and it was showing me through the narcissistic ways, the abuse, and a lot of people that have their own gestational trauma, and their trash cans and belly backpacks are just boulders and boulders are within. And it released every single person from my life that needed me to give wise love to, that I was still holding on to the doubt, the one spark of goodness in them, that I could possibly see them coming forward, and they won't. It's just not going to happen. And we have to be okay with that. And that's what this is showing me. I won't be able to forgive everyone. And it's not about them, it's about me. And so when I forgive myself for that person and I send them love, or I release them from my trash can, it is helping them in a way that I didn't understand. When I forgive myself, I forgive myself. I'm no longer holding on to this trauma, insecurity, shame, or blame, or any hurt that was attached to that person. When I forgive myself, I boomerang, I release, I cut the cords, I cut the ties. And before, I felt like the boomerangs had a little bit of a negative entity in them. And I realized that this week, where when we give things back, when we ask things to be removed from us, when we ask limiting beliefs to go away, when we ask our subconscious mind to change and to release, let go, alchemize, and get rid of, in giving that back to source, or asking it to go back to the elements, or giving it back to the earth, if we do it in a way of good riddance, there's still a negative and tendency energy to it, a vibration to it. So something changed this week, and because of the portal, because every single soul family member that's coming through the portal is giving me a gift for the collective. It's giving us a gift, but it's my job to alchemize that gift and to give it out to the world. So a lot of it's through energy. A lot of it's through all of the teachings, or any work that I do that is online is done in a frequency and a vibration. And it gives you activations through my light language, through the frequency that I use, the way that my voice and tone is speaking. I've dropped into my intuitive channel. I've connected with my guides before I come on, just to make sure that I'm flowing purity through me to you. And I learned that through the gifts that I was receiving, they were gifting me things. So when I'm releasing negativity or old working patterns, when I'm releasing lower energies, and I just give it out there or boomerang it out there, it is without intention. So we've changed this week, and we got grateful for our gifts and our gives. So we got grateful for the give. When I'm giving back, when I'm boomeranging, when I'm boomeranging gratitude, when I'm boomeranging my hunter boomerangs, when it's the bird boomerangs, any boomerang that's going out is now a gift that I am giving back. So when I give it back to source, and I give it back to Gaia, and I give it back to Father Sky, and I give it back, it allows them to receive it as a gift. And then all they do is quickly work their magic, send it back out there into the world. So when I do this with the darker traumas in our trash can, when I'm looking for forgiveness from my abusers, it wasn't about them, it was about me. But what it showed me is when I gave it back as a gift to source, that gift was received in that person's life, not specifically for that person if they're not available to receive it energy wise. It is for those that are around them. So it showed me when I give forgiveness to myself for my abuse, I am gifting my abuser an energy of forgiveness that will show up in their lives in the ways that they may not be mean to someone. They may choose their words that one day and to not expel negativity out there in the world. Maybe they'll do an act of kindness, or maybe someone around them will just receive abundance and they don't know why, but it was a gift that was given, received, and gifted through you to someone else in their life. And the minute that came into my life, the minute that popped in, that pop of color, I was at so much peace. And then I was like, "Ooh, okay, awesome." So now I know that, hey, I don't have to necessarily send you love, my abuser, but I can send those with through my forgiveness of myself. You are receiving it with the energy that is coming to those around you that are willing and ready to receive it. And for those who have done the work, because there is one of my abusers who was made to do the things that he did, and his trauma, I now know that he's lived with this trash can of trauma because of what he was made to do to me. And that was released, and that was a really special release because he's done the work, and me forgiving myself and my inner child, forgiving us for that, allows him to have that boomerang received in his life, some way, shape, or form. So when it comes to forgiveness, there was a beautiful gift that was given last, I want to say it was in the second meet and greet of last week, and it was the warrior dust. And it was a very powerful energy. But this warrior dust was given for addiction. It was a given for negative, the trauma is in there, rape is in there, incest is in there. There is a lot of the dark, dark, dark ones that are in this warrior dust, allowing us to release the man-made pain in our lives. It has a lot to do with man-made addictions that have come in the last 10 years. This warrior dust is being sprinkled on everyone to raise their vibrations in their strength to be able to look themselves in the eye and to forgive themselves for anything and everything that's ever happened to them. And that's what this energy is allowing you to do instantly, so quick. It's in and out. When you tap into forgiveness and this frequency of healing, you can alchemize and re-energize and get grateful. Gratitude elevates truth. And really, it's this hug. It's this healing, universally guided hug that you are wrapped in when you do the work and you go into your trash can. So yesterday, so many beautiful meet and greets happened, and I will try and get those out. But one of the biggest ones that has happened over the last 2 days is this beautiful dragon energy and Venus. The colors are magenta and pink, very feminine. And it's been showing up these birds. First, it was birds of prey, and then it showed up as birds of a feather flocked together. And all of these birds, our morning birds came through yesterday. Through the portal, we had every type of species of birds coming through, and it would expand us into Pegasus and unicorns. And it just the wingspan of all of these beautiful soul beings and multidimensional beings that were flying through the portal yesterday, the last couple of days. Yesterday there was this space where the entire skies, you could feel everyone holding back the energy. And it was holding back this energy to hold space for this beautiful being to bring in this energy. And it felt like an element of energy. It felt like love. If love, if I could expand it, it felt love. It felt like pure love. And there were moments where the portal would open yesterday and all it would be was song. And I would literally dive into singing songs that I don't recall hearing, or it's just this flow. And it felt like every time a new being would enter, I would only get the chorus of this entrance, of this greeting that they're receiving. Um, so when this beautiful energy came through, and the way that the clouds just kind of billowed, and everyone, you could see everyone coming to the portal to literally look and watch this view. And it was this beautiful dragon, and she was just, her arms, the way that they flowed, the clouds would turn rainbow, and you would just get this beautiful um, it was literally just this flow of energy flowing around you, inside, outside, upside, downside. And she spent a lot of time infusing each one of these beautiful eggs that she put into the portal. And everyone would join in on the vibration that she was creating with these eggs, and they would glow, and you could just see, and even the clouds were vaporizing, to explain it. And then they would just they would just be gone. When she was done, they would liquefy into this beautiful plasma, and they would enter the portal. And she did this 3 times, and each and every one, the archangels come in from one side, the elementals come in from one side, and then the multidimensional beings, and galactical come in from the other side. So you're kind of in this big, huge hug. And since last Tuesday, I have to thank whoever else has joined the portal, because I can see other greeters that are there helping me to increase this portal size, so other stronger dimensions, even, and frequencies can enter. And I can see you, and I can see your colors, and they glow. So whoever you are, my grid workers and my beautiful soul family who's helping with the Mount Rainier portal, I thank you for your extension, because you are raising me up, and I get stronger every time there is multiple energies that are greeting each of these beautiful family members that are coming through. There was an element of air this week, and I feel like, even though it was a dragon, it was air that came through. There was this beautiful element of water that has come through, because water will be our nutrients. It'll be our flow of divine, cosmic nutrients. Just a few sips of water could be a full meal for us in the future. And water is really important. And it's been really important on the Feargiveness journey, because we know that water moves emotion. But right now, our bodies are alchemizing everything in us and removing it from our bodies through water. So sweating, crying, um, there will be a lot of physical urination. A lot of physical elements are happening for you to remove. My skin looks like it's 90 if you took a picture of my hands, because I already have my spinal cord draining, and I also am depleting myself of the water is just flowing and flushing out of me. So I have been up to about 6 to 8 of these a day. And that's literally what has been. And I don't feel like it's coming out of me in the same depth that's going in, but it is. So water, 11 seconds of water moves emotion through you. It will physically start penetrating your body in a fluid motion within 11 minutes. And that is scientifically proven. In my beginning of my journey, my whole entire life, I used sips of water to hold back the gates, to hold back the tears, because you can't cry, scientifically proven, you can't cry when you're sipping in water. So most of my career, when I learned this trick from 19 to 36, if I was having a tough day or I needed to control my emotions, I would sip in water and it would remove it. It would tuck it into my trash can. So now we use it very sparingly. We allow the tears to flow, but we utilize water. And that is showing me that our water and our breath will be our currency, and our energy will be our currency going forward. Our breath will be the communication that we use to speak to every single one of our soul family. So if you don't love breath work, find something in breath work you love, because breath work will be the communication style that will allow you to transition through all the different frequencies and dimensions of the soul families and others that you will be co-creating with on the new earth. And water will be our cosmic fruit. Really, it will be what will nourish us. And water will allow us to pull in any nutrients we need from the elements that are around us. So if we are in need of something, if we feel in lack of, instead of seeking out salt or seeking out something with it, all we have to do is set the intention through our sips of water, and that element will be pulled in. And I see that in working with the Healy. So the Healy is a smart wearable. I don't even know if it's in. Oh, actually, I think it is in here. Let's see. Yeah, I do distance healing for Florentina. So every day we do the Healy for her. And that is just sending her and her entire cellular structure. It's sending her distance energy. And so the Healy is frequency. It's all energy. It's all frequency. It's this little tiny smart wearable. It's been in my life for the last 2 years or so. This was the little device that helped me rip open my trash can. So the Healy was shown to me when I didn't know what my emotions were. I didn't even know how to explain. I had so much, my trash can was so full and so tight at 36 or 30. I think it was probably 40 when this was probably brought into my life. Yeah, 40, 41. That they told me that they could tell me what my emotions were. And I thought that they were crazy. But then I did the Healy and I ran my scan and my aura, and it detailed out every emotion that I knew I was currently feeling in that moment. And then it showed me how I could utilize this to move those emotions through. But it helped me to name them. It helped me to even know that, ooh, that's what I was really feeling. And then it took these 6 feet of energy around me. So not only mine, but who I spend time with. And it showed me their emotions and what emotions they had that were within my energy field that were affecting me. And so I kind of got really addicted to something telling me what my emotions were until I could really fully understand them myself. And so the Healy was brought out this was only done by practitioner. And that was the only way that I could have access to it until May of last year. In January of 2021, the Healy was brought out in the US as a device, a smartphone wearable, where you can add this to your life. And when it came back at me and hit me in the head 3 times, I had to take notice. So a beautiful heart reached out to me, someone from my career, and said that they had heard about the the trauma and the injury that I had experienced and wanted to know if I've heard of Healy. And I had. And so I was excited to know, well, hey, how do you have access to this? Because I could only find it from a practitioner and spend a lot of money doing it. And I was shown that it's available to have in your home. So since May of last year, the Healy has been part of a daily connection. And there's over 300 programs. Healy works on any and everything, but it works on a cellular frequency structure. And so what I use for distance healing is I am able to pull in all of the emotions that the other person is feeling, and I can run this from anywhere in the world. So I can connect to Florentina, and I get to help her to move some of these emotions that she's feeling while she's going through cancer, right? And not understanding what does it feel like for a 5-year-old to go through cancer? Well, we can pinpoint very specifically what Florentina is struggling with. At one point in this process, she was struggling with nightmares. And we got to ask the questions based on the information that was given to us through the scans and pinpoint why these nightmares were happening and what was the fear behind them. And then we were able to send energy frequencies to dissipate that fear for her. And we use this about 2 hours a day, 2 to 4 hours. We are sending Florentina very specific programs that are currently helping her through the relapse of neuroblastoma cancer. And I've done this for my family. I've done this for my friends. It's just a beautiful way for you to see from a bird's eye view of all the information that is currently in your 6 feet of your aura and your emotions. So I will show you just kind of, this kind of sent, it came in the mail and I thought it was kind of cool, but I will show you what it shows me.
Healy is new. Healy is different. And Healy is extremely versatile. This little game changer is the first smartphone-controlled wearable that provides easy support in all important areas of your life with the use of frequencies. Healy analyzes the frequencies you need right now. Then the smart wearable applies subtle currents and individualized frequencies to your body via its electrodes. It strengthens your balance and harmonizes imbalances. Fitness, holistic health, and inner and outer beauty. Healy, over 120 programs to provide energetical support for you, for your body, and for your cells. Every single cell in our body is a small power plant that constantly produces energy. One thing is particularly important for this, the natural cell membrane voltage. And this is where the Healy comes in. With Nuno Nina's Gold Cycle programs that focus on rebalancing your cells. Healy also has suitable programs for many other applications on board. Programs supporting relaxation if you have a headache or back pain, but also for learning, concentration, or exams. Healy even offers support for mental balance, sleep, and stress. The Healy Beauty programs are supposed to support your inner and outer beauty energetically. In sports, the Healy is meant to promote performance, muscles, and regeneration. At home, or on the go, in your leisure time or at work. In our opinion, health begins with good balance in all areas of life. This is what Healy stands for, state-of-the-art wearable technology, made in Germany to the highest standards. Based on use by 2,000 practitioners worldwide, who have seen as many as 500,000 patients. Healy, for me, and for you, and for everyone.
So that's really been a huge part of for the first last year and a half. For me, just to know what my emotions were and to know what was in the field. And it really helped me kind of dig in my trash can on the days where I'm like, I don't know where to go. What truths need to really come out today? And the Healy really brought those up. And it will show you on a scale of 1 to 10 how important that emotion is, what color it is, how to color it, how to move it through you, what are your chakra connections. It really pinpoints, and I realized that this has helped me find the language um, that I speak a lot in the frequency of forgiveness, and the language that I use in connecting the emotion to the chakra and having that pinpointed scientific proof, in a sense, clarity to the connection. And this is just something where you may not see me for hours and hours at a time, or if you text me, you don't get a text back, is because my phone is in the Healy system probably 4 to 6 hours a day between myself and running the programs for myself and also running the programs for Florentina. But it's helping and it's working. And you've seen Florentina go through this relapse with a smile on her face. You saw her lose her hair, and we were more devastated for her to lose her hair that second time than she was. And it was like, it's okay, it's going to grow back. Well, she's really teaching us how to walk the footsteps with grace and gratitude through all of this. And she's a brave, brave warrior who uh, just can't say enough about. So, usually after story times, I pass out. And today I dropped into my intuitive channel. And that's where it was like I was stuck in my channel, clearing out all of the energy from reading the story. And my guides were just like, show them how you clear that energy. How do you go from a 10 to a 4? How do you drop your pain so quickly after your story times? And this is just recent. So, in the last 3 months since August, since our travel, the travel showed me that I can really drop in quickly when I'm in maximum pain, just to lower the pain a little bit so I can get through whatever I need to get through. It got me through the flight when I needed to pass out on the floor of the airport. I was literally laying flat on my chakra towel with my legs up on my wheelchair in the middle of the floor of the airport because I had to get flat before we flew. And I was able to use my intuitive Akashic Reiki to take my pain from a 10 to an 8 or from a 10 to a 6. And there are times it can take me from a 10 to a 2 if I do a full process. So today I had gone through and cleared enough for me to give an energy update. But I'm just going to show you kind of what it looks like. So when I tap into my intuitive channel, I pull the white gold light from above my head. And this will be a pretty rapid, it's going to be clearing pain, tension, anything that's been built up in my voice box, all of my ribs are activated for the story time. It's holding my spinal cord in security, uh, so I can have I'm not passing out at the top of the little peaks. So I'm running this white light from above my head all the way down to my toes. And I'm asking it to take with it anything that's stuck energy, remove any tension in my shoulders, in my shoulder blades, kind of where my wings are coming in. I ask for expansion in the spaces in between. Just to kind of like if it was a balloon and you were blowing the balloon up all the way, just so it's stretching and expanding. And kind of giving a little bit of a hug to all aspects of your insides. And as it expands and then it comes back in, there's this relief. There's just a relief that that tension is wiped out, and then it just comes back to a peace. And so as this white light is still running through, it's not specific on any area. Right now it's in the shoulders, kind of the weight of the world. Releasing that. Our spinal drain was pretty violent today, so we are releasing that from our chest, from our lungs. We had to expel and purge a lot of fluid out of our esophagus today. We felt like we were drowning. This is coming back to all of that fluid. I didn't know where it was going. It's releasing and purging for me. I see why our drain was so tough. Okay. So we're releasing tension from our neck. The base of our skull. And you can join me. This will be a full clearing and activation for those who would like to drop in with me. Removing any tension from the jaw. You might feel yawning or expanding. Because story time uses my upper body, that's where we're going to be spending a little bit more time. We're moving down the back, the back side. It looks like it wants to open the sacred portal, and that's where we're going to be focusing today. So it's really a hugging on and loving vibrationally all the way down my spine. We're sitting in the heart area on the back side. We have these beautiful blue rays coming in on the shoulders, but it's more of a peacock color. Ah, peacock, yes. They're literally peacock feathers. And it feels like it just is expanding from the center of the back And it's just opening our wings in this beautiful flow and flutter. But the core of that is our heart. The core of those feathers is in the backside of the heart, and there's this beautiful magenta that's intermixing with this peacock blue to give you this violet purple. Wow, this is really pretty. It's just opening your back chamber, below your wings, your rib cage, actually. Wow. The backside of your ribs, all of the space in between is getting filled in with this beautiful flow. Your rib cage is kind of like a butterfly, the way that it's just opening and expanding with that beautiful color. The peacock blue, the magenta pink, this violet. So our bottom of our shoulder blades are doing this little shake. Uh, oh. And it's expanding and going this way. So you're kind of pulling in like an apple. Like it's this beautiful colors that are pulling straight through this portal. And it reminds me of Iron Man, but it's right in that center of your chest. And it's the beautiful, all of those lights are going there to funnel. And it's curving you in. The energy frequency is pulling in through that light, pulling out the backside and looping it around again. So both sides, on both sides of your rib cage, are becoming this container vehicle for you. Every color of the rainbow is here. Multi-dimensional colors. There's neon. There's ones that sparkle. There's some colors that are fluid. Stardust was a color. Warrior dust. I see that. It's coming around everywhere. activating the warrior dust within as it settles into the solar plex chakra. Bringing in the heart. There's greens and yellows. We have the pinks and the blues and this beautiful violet flame. And these colors just keep going down and up, and they're all funneling through this light that's pouring into the center of your chest, right in the middle where you would, your CPR point, and your breastbone plate is a holograph of color projecting. Love, unconditional love, love joy, which is this infinity looped love, joy, and then you are just this beautiful light in the middle, and there's so many colors just racing fast, like lightning rays of just color. And wise love. Wise love, there's a lot of old souls awakening. And the old souls, they've been dormant. The warrior dust. A lot of old souls hold addictions that are man-made in this decade. That can help you to release those. It's time to step into your personal power. As we step into the yellows and the oranges, and there's this fire burning from below. Mother Earth is just here, raging with love and light and excitement. It's a party happening. It's like a rainbow party happening on Gaia, in Gaia right now. Asking you to stand in your authentic true self. We've done a lot of work in this solar plex, sacral, and root area. So our roots are kind of coated in these rainbow covering, and they just ooze beauty, grace, and mercy from them, compassion. And so as I go down this elevator of enlightenment, and it's just through breath, when you breathe in through the nose and you pull it into the back of the head, and it goes down your channel and then it comes back up. That constant flow that's running down and coursing through your sacred portal. Birds of a feather, all of these beautiful birds are really helping flutter and flow all of that energy down from Mother Earth all the way to Father Sky. And right now, this peacock, violet, magenta rainbow is just, the light is just being expanded to fill all the spaces in between. with love, joy, love, joy, love, joy, love, joy. Gratitude, acceptance, compassion. You are seen, you are heard, you are felt. We were singing a song yesterday. It was, do you see what I see? Do you feel what I feel? And it was deep vibrations we sang. I'll see if we captured that one. And it's just responding to that call. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I know you. I am you. Oh. When you call in your divine mother and you call in to see and to speak with your higher self, they will show up. And it's showing me how more expansive my pops can be without my neck brace. And it's showing me that there's only a point where my energy can expand through this area. So it's really been challenging me to do a lot of the work without my neck brace on to build strength in my neck, and that I am supported to do it. But I can see, because my chest could go a little bit further, and with that is a vibration, a tone, an activation, and an energy. So I need that expansion for my throat to be able to fully vibrate. Oh, beautiful. This is my easy way out, they say. It does. It holds the full weight of my head, so I'm kind of woozy, weightless. It gets me there really quickly, which is a good thing. But I can get there without, I need the pressure, because it takes me to a different intensity. Interesting. Because the weight of my head is about 13 pounds, I think they said. And that's sitting 11 to 13 pounds. That's sitting on this channel puts me into pain quickly. But with the levels of pain is consciousness. It's a deeper dimension of channeling that we can achieve when we believe. So right now I've taken my pain from a pass out, which I would have done it immediately. And I'm about a 6. I feel spent, energetically, of weightlessness. It's just a beautiful space. When you do this work, it fills your cup. It's a balance, so it kind of works both ways. But I was also infusing this one with not only mine, but also yours, to share this distance healing for the collective. This is also what I do when sending distance healing for Florentina and others. I will completely go through space by space by space. This also is how the Reiki and Akashic Reiki, intuitive Akashic Reiki is done as well. This is a shortened version. I've been honored recently to work with a few one-on-one clients, and all the proceeds from these journeys are going to Florentina's Just Giving Fund. So, and also we just launched a GoFundMe for Speak Up in Color. So anyone who is looking to have any energy work done, it's all volunteer. It's all from my pillow. My whole world is a volunteer service. And I am looking to be able to expand this energy work that I provide for myself and Florentina and the children in Zambia to others that are looking for a pathway out of pain and are looking to color pain through the Akashic Reiki, being an intuitive Akashic Reiki master. And I learned these modalities to help first myself, and then to find a way to help a little girl through cancer. And now it's expanding to be able to help others that are looking for their own journeys to forgiveness and out of pain. So if you are looking, there's very, very few spots a month. But if you are looking for a way to do this one-on-one and you would like to help donate to Florentina's fund, please reach out to me. You can DM me and we can look to see what energy availability is on the counters out. It's on the calendar outside of our story times. So I appreciate you guys being here and giving me this opportunity to sit within this energy for the last hour or so, to show you what it's like to color pain, to tap into frequencies of energy and different ways to do that, whether that's through the Healy or through connecting with our own energy. So I look forward to what is to come this week. We have a lot of meet and greets that have happened over the last couple of days that I will try to get out. And I know that there are more coming. So it'll be an interesting next 11 days in the Feargiveness Frequency. And it's actually 13 days showing me that it's going to be really powerful for anyone who's looking to tap into this frequency over the next 13 days. So we will see what happens. Oh, yes. Okay, fine. Last thing. Yesterday, after all of that beautiful portal came through and the dragon eggs, we had gone to a crystal store because I needed to get some sage and a few upkeep items. And I was drawn to, of course, all of the eggs in the store after watching that beautiful display. And it's interesting because with my hands, I have to have my husband hold it, set it into my lap. And so I was really looking for ones that I could carry with me. And all the ones that I found, I was tucking them into my pocket, into my bra pocket, just to see where on me that they would work. And we got to the counter. And at the very end, I always go to the rings and I always search for just things that I don't wear jewelry because of my injury, but I can wear rings. And so yesterday, and it was so interesting because every time I've gone, I've never seen any of these styles before. But yesterday, there were three rings that really stood out. And it was these two. And these ones each have a very specific meaning to them. And they all, inner child, there was protection. And this one right here, though, this one was my absolute favorite. And this is forgiveness. If I could put it into a color, if I could put it into a gemstone for you, this would be it. And so these beautiful, and this one is forgiveness. So these beautiful eggs kind of showed up in my life yesterday in birthing this journey. And they have literally, when I woke up this morning, I had my astro travel. I was one hand on my heart on my little fire lit. That's my little Iron Man light. And the other one is always flat on the bed or the ground, wherever I'm at. And that's when I know that I've been somewhere, is where the placement of my arms are when I wake up. And so these today were literally glowing with all of the new additions that we got to add to our hands. So we're excited to see what new energy comes today. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. You are love, you are light, and you are forgiveness.